Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the midweek update. Before I get started, we got a lot of charts to go through, but if I don't go over a chart that is a swing, don't be worried. I'm just trying to keep these videos not too long so that you guys can get to relaxing after what was another fantastic day for the swings. But before we jump in, as usual, we're going to take a quick look at the overall market, and we're looking at the Dow 1 hour chart here, and you can see since we last talked on Sunday, last 3 days, we did indeed bust out to the upside. This is what we call a bearish rising wedge, and typically they happen when it gets overbought. I mean, lo and behold, we're overbought. Let's scroll down here a little. If we go down here, you'll recall we had this up and down action I talked about in the weekend video. Well, lo and behold, we popped up, and now we've been going sideways up here in what is an overbought condition right now. But what does that mean? Not really much when you've got the Fed out there buying everything under the sun. This is the daily chart. We are almost about to trigger the golden cross here. That's when the 50-day moving average crosses up through the 200-day moving average, probably tomorrow, maybe Friday, but it's definitely happening within the next couple of days. Now, we have broken above the downtrend channel, but really the point that we're going to be watching is this 27.6. I got to admit, I am as surprised as anyone else that this market has been able to hold up despite the nonsense we see in Washington, D.C. Now, if we do not get that deal by Friday, that's probably going to be the near-term market sell-off. But I have to say, over the last 10 years, I cannot remember the market not selling off and making Washington, D.C. actually do something. That's usually what happens. We've not had it happen yet. Now, these are different times where we have the Fed out there propping this system up, but we're a little bit overbought here. But as we say, overbought can become more overbought. And if you've been out there on Twitter, everyone and their mom is still shorting stocks all over the place. Markets do not top till all the shorts are long. Perhaps this is the make all the shorts go long before the election swoon. But anyway, let's jump into some stock plays. First one I'm going to talk about is INUV. This is one of the most beautiful chart setups we have here. This is better looking than IZEA. And let's flip to IZEA real quick. IZEA was a beautiful setup when we got into this one last week, waiting for the breakout, and then I found that research on the TikTok angle on the webinar that's coming up next week, and now everyone and their mom loves it. Almost broke through that $2 area today. Huge buying volume on this one. INUV, aside from this fantastic chart, this is also the pure peer play of IZEA. This is almost my biggest swing right now. Second biggest swing, just behind JAGX. This is a fantastic breakout. As I've said repeatedly this year, I had two top stocks coming into 2020. UAVS that eventually ran 900%, give or take a percent, and INUV. Now, earlier in June, we had that run up to 111. We now have the offering out of the place. These guys did a very nice offering. They got cash. This is an election advertising, everything you want to talk, chart, breakout play. Where will the FOMOs come in? 70, 72 cents. This is where they're going to come in. Chart looks great. All the indicate. This chart is just yummy for a move in the near term. We talked about that big move on IZEA. IZEA, very nice pop today. This is in play for the rule of two. What's the rule of two, you ask me? A rule of two is when a stock breaks two, more times than not, I can't even tell you what the win rate on it. It sees, well, actually, it's $1.95. Breaks $1.95 when in a couple of days it breaks $2.15 and then $2.20. That's usually the target. And then if it's really crazy, $2.40. We've seen it happen a lot of times. Tried to do it today and then pull back. Where would a pullback ad spot be on this one? I'd be eyeballing probably 170s tomorrow unless they jam this one up in after hours. I'm not looking at the after hours trading right now. I'm doing this video. Now, TikTok has been the reason that blew this stock up, and we have two other great TikTok plays. SLGG, these guys have advertised low float stock, but check out this setup here. This is a chart ready to rock and roll. It did a similar thing back in May. TikTok is hot right now. A close over $3 will be the next key level here. We'll be looking at 340s to 4, but I mean, when this stock goes, it goes big. Chart looks very, very nice. This should be in play in the near term. I mean, we've got TikTok essentially being a story for the next month, and that's great for the likes of IZEA and my favorite one here. This is WIMI, WIMI. These guys are partnered with TikTok. When they announced that partnership news, it romped to 29 bucks back in July. It's come all the way back down. They got a nice offering out of the way, and this thing is setting up for a very nice breakout. You can see the green line here. That's the 20-day exponential. 915-ish, 910. Anything over 9 is probably going to set this one free. We've got the MACD trying to come out of the basement. Stochastics is still in the basement. I mean, when you see these two things starting to curl up with a chart that looks like this, and RSI breaking over 50, oh my, is all I can say. This is a beautiful setup on the TikTok momentum. DSS, still in a trading range. I'm actually surprised this stock didn't blow up today. We had really big research that someone found regarding the NFL, namely the Broncos using a COVID-19 spray. You walk through this little booth and it sprays a disinfectant. This is one of the things Impact Pharma has, the company that DSS is merging with. Again, part of the problem, as I keep saying, is all the good press releases are under the merger partner. When that happens and the merger gets voted on here this month, this is going to be a distant memory, these prices down here. JAGX. This is now my largest swing. That's usually been a good sign for us here. JAGX, we're waiting. It's been 2 months since we got an update on them trialing their drug. We've got a golden cross coming, but we broke out of this little triangle formation today. What will really launch this stock is a move into the 80s. That's when you're going to start seeing the scanners tell people to chase this stock. 80s with eyes on $1. The chart looks really, really good here. We did get that little turn on stochastics. This is set up nicely. And, you know, we've had ADMP, Ogen, CHFS, so many others, Hotbox, Cockpit, everyone else run up to that mid ones. JAGX is setting up for a similar move. ZSAN, awesome move since we got in this one. This ended up being a almost 75% winner at the highs of the day today. Micro needles, still no news on this one. And when we broke that 200-day moving average, it was off to the races. That was a 25% move on that. Where would I add this one on a dip? Probably anywhere in the 110 to 120 if it gave a sharp dip down there. That's what I'd be looking for. This 200-day moving average, especially when they break over it after being under it for so many months and years, should offer very, very strong resistance. It is a little bit overbought on the chart right now. I mean, geez, it's gone 75% in a week, so a pullback is to be expected here, but it's not a stock we want to be out of, because if a press release has come on a partnership for their COVID-19 needles, overbought's not going to matter. You're going to have guys chasing. So we want to have a position, but we want to be mindful that we could see a dip on it. ADMP, this chart is coiled tight. 131 break, retest to 150s. Again, another one that we're waiting on COVID-19 news. Again, I love these little curls, especially on the near-term chart. This is the 1 hour chart here. This one's set up. Now, BIOC gave us an excellent SEC filing today. They had to postpone their meeting for a reverse split, so it's been postponed till August 18th. It's almost 2 weeks away. That is an eternity in newsland with these stocks. So these guys cannot do a reverse split, and it's set up like this. I mean, we've got testing stocks going ape like PRPO. Look at the setup here. Now I'm going to show you guys a weekly chart. The weekly charts have been excellent chart target magnets for us on the likes of Ogen, ADMP, etc. Check out this strong uptrend here on BIOC. What's the break? $1. This projects to a move to 175 to 2. Look at this strong uptrend in RSI. This is the weekly. This is what you want to see on a bullish stock that continues to grind higher. It takes a lot of volume to move this stock, but these are the kinds of things you want to see on these heavy volume stocks that go up, because eventually the pressure that's on them disappears, and then all of a sudden you see the kinds of moves we saw on COCP and Hawkbots, where they go from like $1 to $2 really, really quickly when they had a hard time moving even 5 cents before. MOGO. Now, Bitcoin has gone insane. We had a stock, Mara, that we alerted a couple of weeks ago at $1.10. They were chasing it at $4.50 today. This is the last of the real Bitcoin plays. Now, what I mean by that is you're going to see a lot of guys calling stocks as Bitcoin when it's actually blockchain. Totally different, but they do move together. So this is an actual Bitcoin stock. They have a Bitcoin buying and selling app. We actually were able to break above this downtrend line. This is the 1 hour chart. Got as high as 227 and came right back down to that level. So what it tells me is 235 is going to be where they chase this one. Now, if we look at the daily chart, so you can see here on the daily chart that 236 level, and it's holding up fantastic here above 2. So, you know, as we've been doing over the last few days, when this stock dips down anywhere near 2, it's almost automatic a 5 or 10% gain every day as we wait for this breakout here. Space B. Now, since the weekend update, we've seen this nice steady move up. We got a nice pop yesterday. And again, this 50-day moving average is holding back Space B. Now, we keep hearing in the news about home confinement. Latest guy being the Google guy who defected to Uber, stole all the trade secrets for self-driving, got put in jail, but he's being under home confinement. We're starting to see more and more of those things. That's what SPCB does. Close over $1.55 or a contract news in the USA, and they'll be chasing it up here to our target. So this has been a very nice patient swing for us. Chart is really looking good. The last stock I'm going to talk about today, PHUN, PHUN, and we got another huge angle on PHUN. These are an election voter targeting engagement app play. You got the research in the chat room. Again, this is a highly manipulated algo stock. Goes back and forth within the range. 180s is going to be the spot where they're really going to chase this one. It's just a matter of being patient. Everything is lining up on this one. Sometimes these stocks take a while, and then some silly press release, and off to the races these stocks go. Now, didn't go over all the plays, doesn't mean we're not in them. You can see a list of the swing plays in the swing room in the chat room. So thanks for listening. Please like the video and share it with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Have an awesome evening, and see you all in the chat room tomorrow. Bye.